Hello BookTube. I decided I'm going to bombard you with some tag videos this week, so prepare for it. So this video is going to be a double tag video, and there will be the BookTube Island Castaway tag and its all relative book tag. Both of them were created by AJ Dunn, reads and writes, and yeah, I will leave a link to their channel down below. Right, BookTube Island Castaway tag, and here's the premise. You were shipwrecked in YouTube Ocean and washed up on the shores of BookTube Island. You must trek across the island in search of rescue. Along the way, you encounter other BookTubers. Explain why you have chosen them. Right. Prompt number 1. You come upon a hut whose inhabitant decides to be your guide. Which BookTuber do you trust to guide you across the island? And for this I chose Lukash from Accrue Readers. This is simply because I know he likes to go on national parks, so I kind of believe he has some experience traveling across the land and looking for landmarks, and I trust that he would be able to get us from A to B. And prompt number 2. You set off in search of food and come across a booktuber who can feed you. Who is it? And for this I chose Summer from Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And if I'm not highly mistaken, she does cheesecakes. And yeah, if I'm stranded on an island, I wouldn't mind eating some cheesecakes. I love cheesecake. So, prompt number 3. You and your guide somehow get lost and you're thirsty. Which booktuber could lead you to water? And yeah, I really struggled with this prompt, but I chose Steve Donahue simply because I've heard he has traveled quite a bit. He knows every bit of land and water on the planet except the Australia region. So I assume during his travels he's had to face a situation where there's no water nearby or doesn't have any water at hand, so he's had to sort of survive from that kind of situation. But who knows, maybe he hasn't had to deal with that. But anyway, I believe he could lead us to water. Prompt number 4. Yikes! You fall into a hidden pit. Which booktuber would you look to get you out? And for this I chose the creator of this tag, AJ Dunn, reads and writes. Because from their videos, they come across as a booktuber, or a person who wouldn't leave their friends behind and would do anything they could to get them out. Prompt number 5. The salty air is destroying your clothes. Which booktuber would you let clothe you? And like so many other people who have done this tag, my answer is Sean the Book Maniac. Like, if you've seen any of his videos, you know that he always wears these very stylish shirts. And not only that, he's always observing people on the streets. So I assume he's developed quite a fashion sense, and I believe he would be able to clothe us with something flattering. Prompt number 6. Even castaways need distractions. Which booktuber do you find who gives you the entertainment you need? And for this I chose Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. Oh, I forgot to do the hand sign. Books, Reading and Stuff. Yeah, I don't know what it is about his videos, but he always makes me laugh. Such a funny guy. Prompt number 7. Shucks, you've been hurt. You need to find a booktuber to heal you. Who is it? And for this I chose Conrad from 7 Days at Sea. He isn't always the most active booktuber. He deletes his channel, creates a new one, deletes a channel, creates a new one. But yeah, that's not the point. He is a nurse and has worked at ICU and some other units. So I have huge trust that he would be able to, heal us when needed. With that kind of experience. Prompt number 8. Now it's raining. Which booktuber do you meet who could build you a solid shelter? And again, this was a tough one, but I chose Matthew from Mayberry Book Club because he, with the help of his friend, or his friend with his kindness anyway, I don't remember the exact backstory, but he built himself this very tiny house which covers all the basic stuff that he needs. And yeah, I assume that if we needed a shelter, Matthew would find the solution. Problem number 9. You come across a booktuber who challenges your perceptions. Who is it? And for this I chose Brian from Bookish. He always makes me think, and he does these sometimes rather informative and educational videos, for example about the Black Lives Matter kind of thing, and gun control in America, and yeah, along those lines, very educational, at least for someone who is not from America. Alright, prompt number 10. You find the source of all knowledge on BookTube Island. Which booktuber holds that knowledge? And yeah, I think there's only one answer for this, and that is Andrea at Infinite Text. She is a librarian, was a librarian. Anyway, she is a librarian and knows how to deal with lots of information. And yeah, if there's someone holding huge amount of knowledge, it would be her. 11. You finally have a chance to be rescued. Which booktuber do you trust to save you? And yeah, this is all about trust, and for that reason I chose Kit from Kit's World. So, during my time on BookTuber, I've come to know Kit as a very trustworthy person, and yeah, what else to say? I really trust Kit, and I believe that he would, save us if needed. And yeah, that's all the questions, and now there's the last prompt. Prompt number 12. You've been saved. Tag another booktuber to go on the BookTube Island Castaway. And I'm going to tag Christina from Knitting Books, etc. You're tagged. Right, and then the other tag, how long was that? Oh, 9 minutes. Let's try to keep this quick. Right. So this is It's All Relative book tag, and again by AJ Dunn, reads and writes, link down below. Right, prompt number 1. Mamma Mia. Recommend a book with a mother character that is pivotal to the story. And for this I chose Born by Jeff Vandermeer. And here we have a female protagonist who finds some kind of creature that gets the name Born, and the female protagonist becomes kind of a mother to this weird alien creature. And yeah, this is a brilliant exploration of motherhood, in my opinion. Alright, number 2. Papa Don't Preach. A book with a father character you like or despise. And my first option was The Father in Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. It's kind of a typical working man who works during the day, comes home after work, gets drunk, is very toxic, masculine kind of character. However, when he's not, being drunk and annoying, he's actually a very loving father character as well, and yeah, he has that kind of depth that makes him very interesting character. So I both like him and dislike him at the same time. And then I'm going to show you some manga, of course. Here we have Neon Genesis Evangelion. And here we have Shinji Ikari, whose father, he is quite a despicable character. And not a very nice person. And poem number 3, Brothers and Sisters. A book with an interesting sibling relationship. And for this one I could have chosen quite a lot of books. But I limited myself to 3, can you believe it? So, first one, Finnish classic. This is Seitsemän veljestä, or The Seven Brothers by Alexis Kivi. And like the title would suggest, this focuses on 7 brothers. As they, try to learn to read, and then they end up being trapped on a rock by a herd of bulls, and they burn their own sauna. They try to learn how to cultivate land, and very sort of humorous, picaresque kind of novel. And that's all about, the sibling relationships. And then, one of my favorite examples, Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. And here we have Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric. And they tried to, their mother died, and they tried to use alchemy to resurrect her. And of course, that didn't go as planned. And as a result, the little brother Alphonse lost his body, and Edward didn't want to lose his brother, so he sacrificed his hand, his right hand, and his left leg, to bind Alphonse's soul to this knight's body armor. And this series is all about the brotherhood. And brilliant series. And of course, we have the Makioga sisters by Junichiro Tanizaki. And now the sun is really starting to bother me. Just a moment. Alright, a lot better. And yeah, this focuses on the Makioga sisters and trying in this novel they are trying to get the third sister married, and of course, yeah, the other sisters are getting frustrated because they have their own life issues and if I remember right, there's a certain order they can get married. So the fourth sibling is impatient because she can't get married because they're still waiting for the third one to get married. And yeah, if I remember that correctly, that's how it goes. But this is not so much a character study in my opinion, but this as this is more of a look into the Japanese society during the mid 20th century, but yeah, excellent portrayal of a family. Prompt number 4. It's been 84 years. A book you like that is multi-generational or chronicles a character's whole life. And for this I chose The Good Earth by Pearl S. Buck. And as you can see, it won the Nobel. Well, she won the Nobel Prize for Literature. What kind of a design is this, by the way? That's stupid. Anyway, this is a good novel. It focuses on one Chinese farmer who gets married, and yeah, it focuses on his life with his wife, and then they get children, and they become more richer and get more land, more property, and yeah, and eventually, this farmer is an old man, and then there's this question of is this land going to get is this land going to be given to the sons, or are the sons going to then sell this land which for which the father worked so hard, and yeah, good generational story. Then 5. You complete me, a book with an interesting marriage as a central element to the story. And well, I haven't read this monster yet, but this is A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth, and this is entirely about marriage. Like, there's this young girl who needs to get married, and then this is all about trying to find the suitable boy for this girl. And of course, this is being centered in India. This is also more about joining two families together rather than joining two people. But yeah, this is rather famous marriage story. And then, of course, I've mentioned this very often. This is Aror Morsiamet, or Bride Story by Kaoru Mori. And here we follow several several marriages, somewhere around Mongolia and India, in that kind of region. And here we have this woman, if I remember right, her name is Amira, and she is just kind of realized that she needs to be more like a wife in these relationships, and then she decides to go hunting, and brings this because her husband has mentioned once that he would like to eat something like that. So, and there she is attending to her young husband. right? And of course the Makioga sisters is, well, there's this marriage as a central element. Right. Prompt number 6. Picture It, Sicily. A book with an interesting elder character. Grandparent, great-grandparent, etc. And this I chose Eiji Yoshikawa's Musashi. And here one of the characters is Matahachi, and his mother is about 60-year-old, this crone. And she is a very annoying old woman. And she follows Musashi, also known as Takezo, around, and she wants revenge and thinks Musashi Takezo has done something wrong, and yeah, she's one of those annoying old woman characters who thinks she is always right. Prompt number 7. Friends with Benefits, a book with a found family or friends as family element. And again, I could mention Farseer books by Robin Hobb. There's Night Eyes, there's Wolf, and yeah, he creates a whole kind of family around him. So I guess, pack, if you will, and I guess that would count as a found family or friends as family kind of thing. But my number one choice is One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, and here we have Luffy, who wants to become number one pirate, and he collects crew, and these crew members not only are his friends, but they kind of become like a family unit. Prompt number 8. I Think We're Alone Now. A book with a character who was lost, left behind, or abandoned. Can also be a story with an orphaned or adopted character. And again, I have some for this one. You've seen this one before. Mika Waltaris Sinuhe Egyptiläinen, or The Egyptian. And Sinuhe was adopted by a doctor, and then Sinuhe followed in his footsteps and became a doctor himself. Then Christodora by Tim Murphy. Here, this is an AIDS novel, and here one of the characters is kind of a foster child and becomes adopted by this one family. And I wasn't too sure about the structure of this book because it was jumping back and forth in time and different characters. It was quite difficult to follow at times, but I thought it was a rather gripping portrayal of the AIDS era. Yeah. Is that all? No, and of course my manga choice for this one, Naruto by Masashi Kishimoto. And Naruto is this orphaned boy who gets bullied a lot because there's this fox spirit trapped inside him, and he has no parents. So through a lot of hardship and being bullied at school and all of that, he eventually becomes this hero and saves his nation and becomes the leader. And this is also very nice character development kind of story, like a Bildungsroman, like how this one bullied little boy becomes, through hard work and endurance, this very celebrated and loved character. Oh, and then, of course, Hellboy by Mike Mignola. Hellboy, he was, summoned from hell or whatever, and yeah, on Earth he is totally alone, so he gets adopted, and yeah, there's that. Hellboy. Let's hope my pile of book doesn't collapse. And then, of course, one more. This is Gunm, or Battle Angel Alita, by Yukito Kishiro. And here we have this cyborg who is found on a pile of trash. And so this feels the abandoned, prompt or lost, left behind, I think. She has no idea who she is or where she came from. Right. Prompt number 9. Fur Baby. A book where a pet or animal is a part of the family and or plays an important role in the book. And, well, again, I struggled with this one because I don't think I have many books with that kind of prompt on my shelves. But we have Enid Blyton's 5 karkuteille, or 5 something. Sorry. 5 run away together. So the famous 5. This features a dog called Tim, and he is pretty much part of the unit. I mean, famous 5. Tim is one of them. And then we have Hopeanuoli, or Silver Fang, the shooting star Gin, by Yoshihiro Takahashi. And he is one little dog decides that he wants to deal with the bear issue by himself, because there's this huge bear monster terrorizing the country, and he doesn't want that his owner gets hurt in the process of hunting this bear, so he decides to take matters into his own paws and gathers, an army of dogs to kill this giant bear. And yeah, because dogs are more effective at killing bears than humans, apparently. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend this book series or the anime series to anyone who can't handle, seeing animals getting hurt. Even though it's, animals being, brutal to each other, in a fictional setting, it can be still very difficult to watch or read. And yeah, that's all. Now I'm going to tag someone, and I'm going to tag Sean the Book Maniac. You can do just this tag or do both of these tags if you want to. And yeah, that's it. Ooh, this is a bit long. If I put you in a coma, I apologize. You managed to watch to the end. Yeah, good for you, I guess. Sorry for wasting your time. And yeah, back to my bookie activities, and see you soon.